you've mentioned the penalty kill a couple times. How important was that element, improving the penalty kill with Mikheyev and Lazar, and how much do you think it has improved for next year?
Yeah, I think we struggled a little bit early on here, or we struggled a lot early on before I got here, but it's definitely something. In order to be a good team, you need to be good in the special teams there. Our power players were really good, and with the addition of Curtis and Ilya and Dakota is killing penalties too. It gives the coaches more options.
A lot of talk again this morning about JT Miller. Where are you at with JT?
Well, I didn't get any calls today, so I don't know. I didn't talk with any teams today. He was the best player last year. I think Jim mentioned it. There's been teams, kicking tires, checking in. It hasn't gone much further than that. We're really excited to have JT here for another year. I believe he's excited and ready to come back. And hey, who knows? Anything can happen here over the next couple of weeks, months. But we're happy to have him back.
Given the contract.
Are you a guy that believes that a player has more leverage as the season goes on, and you lose leverage if you don't get something done before training camp?
I don't know about that. I think the players, regardless who it is, I think they want to perform. I think they're, they know that they want to make, they're professional. They want to perform. They want to have a team success in order for them to get the best option in contracts-wise moving forward.
Given the existing contract, is it just fair to say there's no rush? There's no pressure on you, right?
Yeah, no, not at all. We're starting the season here with this team as of today, and we'll see here if anything comes up that makes sense for us, to take a look at if we improve our group by, doing a trade or not. But otherwise, we're happy with this group we have.
You weren't there today, but impression so far of camp?
I've been really impressed. There is a lot of players there, so I give the coaching staff and the development staff a lot of credit for running the drills with a high pace and a lot of energy out there. But there's a lot of good, talented players.
What do you tell the kid, PD 2.0, about, he dings his knee on day one and now he's sitting watching? Yeah. I mean, it's obviously not a career threat or anything like that, but it's still kind of a bummer, right?
Yeah, no, I think it's always tough for the young kids when they get, they want to make a good first impression. But we'll see here tomorrow if he's coming back in the scrimmage or not. But I've been excited about all those guys.
Can I ask you about Linus Karlsson and just what he's shown you in the first 2 days, and also the opportunity he may get now?
Yeah, I think first and foremost, Linus is really excited to be here. You could tell it, like how he comes across out there, like very, very competitive. Like he wants to learn. His communication with the development staff and just the excitement. I think that's great to see in a young guy like him.
Skating's always been a thing for him. I mean, has he improved there, or where have you seen his biggest improvements in the last year?
I think skating has improved, and for some guys playing on the big ice versus a small ice, I think he will be better on the smaller ice surface, where he, the north-south game is more than the east-west over in Europe, and getting quicker to the scoring chances here.
Is he a player you think will have a chance maybe to play some games this year with the big club?
Absolutely. I want to make sure we're doing the right things with all the young players. There is not going to be any purpose of rushing them in here. I want to have competition. They know there's going to be spots open for training camp here.
Karlsson talked the other day about the strength part of skating, not just a technical part, and having the commitment to do that. What does it say about a guy? Because a lot of guys, they want to improve their skating, but they don't want to put in the work.
Yeah.
Especially the physical work.
No, I think, as a 22-year-old, you obviously have matured. And his experience of playing pro hockey over in Sweden last year and also getting chances to play with the national team, I definitely think he understands what his strengths and weaknesses are and how to be successful in this league. It's up to us, the coaching staff and the development staff, to help him to understand how to be successful there.
One guy we forget about is Nils Hovlander. He had surgery at the end of the season. Have you spoken with him? Where's Nils progressing, and is he going to be ready to go come camp?
He's ready to go when camps open up. He stayed here. I believe he went back to Sweden mid-June. He was skating when he left, so there shouldn't be any issues with him at all.
You add pieces today to a group that finished the season pretty strongly. When you project, how much of sort of the hope of improvement for the overall group is based on Petey and Quinn and Brock, some of the young guys taking another step?
I think that's going to be the key. I mean, we need those guys to get to the next level, and they are capable of it. With Quinn and Petey, my understanding, missing the training camp last year set them back a little bit. So I definitely challenge them, and I hope they're going to, come back here ready for day one in training camp and just take off.
Are you a believer that what we saw over the final 57 games after all of the house cleaning, is that the real group you're moving forward?
I sure hope so, but I sure hope we have another level. I mean, we need to be ready from day one in training camp and just push it forward here. And by adding some players here now, I think we creating more internal competition.
Patrik, what's the thought process behind adding a guy like Colin just to build goaltending depth, or do you expect there to be some sort of battle for the backup position in training camp?
Again, you want to have internal competition in all positions in the organization, and when he was available, it gives us as you said, competition about the backup position there, but also a good player, whoever goes down to Abbotsford, to have a good depth guy down there, together with Seeloffs and DePietro there.
So is the plan to run 3 goalies again in Abbotsford?
No, our plan is to have 2 goalies there.
Okay.
So there's going to be a competition down there as well.
Patrik, the way that the landscape is right now, are you of the belief that if a team like yourself has to shed a big contract and salary, you have to add a sweetener in terms of draft picks? Is it something you'd be willing to do?
Up to this point, we're not willing to do that. I don't feel that we want to give up future assets just to get out of a contract.
You brought up Dakota Joshua a few times, and does that mean you don't see him as an AHL depth? You see him as a player who's going to challenge to be in the NHL lineup?
I definitely see him as an NHL player. I believe that, or group believe that he's capable of doing more and with more opportunity to become a full-time NHL player.
And what about his game leads you to believe that?
Well, as I said, his size, his skating ability, his versatility, they can play center and wing, and he's a hard guy to play against.